Nice thing about this bowling alley is it's got tradition. The cult movie Napoleon Dynamite, Uncle Rico and Kip, they filmed that movie in this restaurant, in this bowling alley. And so that bowling scene was done here in Poppin' Pins Lanes in Preston, Idaho. If you're looking for a road trip, you got to come and check it out. It's awesome. Great fishing in this area, but also just great bowling, great atmosphere and environment. All right, Dee, so what are you up to today?
We are making our island fried rice for our Fried Rice Friday up here at Island Bowl. Now we're just starting with the celery. Gonna get it nice thin strips. Then after that, we're just gonna cut it up to nice little bite-sized pieces. Make it nice and thin. Some people don't like their celery, which I think is weird, but you know, we like to keep everyone happy.
So we're doing this at Food Truck U. Tell me, what was the decision for you guys to give up the food truck and go to brick and mortar?
I think initially it was for just stability, ease of use. The food truck was really nice to be able to go to different events and kind of set your own schedule. But when you want to have more space, do more volume, it's hard to beat a brick and mortar.
What was for you? What was one of the biggest challenges being in Utah at the time when you were doing your food truck? What was one of the biggest challenges you guys ran into?
I think for us it was definitely the weather. Just food trucks in winter can definitely tends to take a dive. As you know, it's a little cold. But I think that was probably our main thing, and just maybe food trucks not quite having hit as mainstream as maybe other places in the U.S. You know, in the coasts. I feel like they're a lot more popular. But I think that was one of our main things that made it a little difficult.
Now, you guys did not use a commissary.
No.
What were some of your challenges running a food truck without a commissary?
I mean, there was a lot. I would say the main one is just when you're out of food, you're kind of out, which again goes back to you're limited to how much you can do. Prep space, just
storage space.
Prep space, storage space. Again, that just goes back to, you know, if you can only store so much food, you can only go through so much food. So yeah, without a commissary, it is difficult, but it's still doable.
So now, you guys were in their early 20s when you first started it.
Yep.
And so money was a little bit of an option as far as hard to go and get a brick and mortar right off.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have a following that you built up with the food truck that followed you to the brick and mortar?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we still have people who come to this day who are just like, oh, like I remember them from the food truck. I'll remember their orders. You know, we'll talk about it back in the day. Like, yeah, we miss you down there, and you know, just depending on where you were at and where you saw. It's really cool to see people just have that loyalty and just love for the food to, you know, follow you where you go. If you have good food, people are going to come.
Right on. Now, Darian's voice, if you can't hear, he's been screaming at a basketball game, so lost his voice.
Yeah, I'm a little bit of a passionate guy, and you know, it happens.
So now, tell us, you guys do Hawaiian food, and how many times have you? Because I'm married to a girl that grew up in Hawaii, and when I started the restaurant, everybody told me in my first restaurant, "Who's the Hawaiian connection?" How many times do you hear that?
You know, it just depends on the day, honestly. But yeah, it's one of the common ones. You know, you get you don't look very Hawaiian. It's like, you're right. I'm not, but you know, I didn't realize there was a law saying you have to be Hawaiian to cook Hawaiian food. But you know, I guess I missed that one in legislation.
Well, and you've been in the Hawaiian food business since you were little with your friend. Well, not so much Hawaiian, but the Polynesian food.
Yeah, just in the island culture. You know, doing catering with them, starting little, and just, you know, I developed a love for it since then, and it's just always come naturally to me, and just a passion for the culture, the food, just the overall just vibe of everything is just really near and dear to my heart.
Awesome. So, fried rice. You guys do it on Fridays.
Yep.
Is there a reason why you only do it on Fridays?
Yeah, we do it on Fridays just to keep up the hype for it. It's really a good specialty. And then also, as you can see, it's a little bit labor intensive, and due to depending on what your situation is, either lack of space, lack of personnel, it can be hard to do something like this during like a rush, or if you don't have the grill space to accommodate it, it can be really hard to do.
So tell me a little bit about this prep space you got here. This is a little
This is what we call custom.
Custom.
Yeah, we have a way of doing things. We've always just called it custom. And we hand built this space, and it's been a number of things over the years. But yeah, currently it is one of our new prep areas. It's been rather convenient.
So this was originally one of the main entrances to the bowling alley, correct?
That is correct. Yep.
And it looks like you guys have converted it to a drive-up window.
Yeah, it's both a drive-up window, a pickup window. We've got a few other ideas in the works, in the mix for what we can do with it. But yeah, for now it's drive-up, and in the mornings we like to use it for our prep space.
And behind your head, I think I'm seeing a gas station bell. Is that what that is?
Yeah. So I have to assume that's where it comes from. Yeah, that is to let us know. We don't have one of those fancy electronic systems that let you know someone's driving up. We got a nice loud beeper that a loud bell that dings for us.
You got the air hose outside. They run over and it rings your bell, huh?
Yes, sir. It's not the most eloquent solution, but it is effective.
Like you say, custom, baby. That's what we like.
We're custom around here.
All right, tell me about this Spam.
All right.
Most people, when they hear fried rice, they're thinking ham fried rice.
Ham fried rice, shrimp fried rice, pork fried rice. I've had them all. They're all really good. I think for me, Spam fried rice is probably the one I always come back to, just because of its. I mean, it hits all the check marks. It's simple, it's good, it's easy, and it just. I don't know. I think it's pretty hard to beat Spam fried rice. I know there's a lot of people who are like, oh, I don't like Spam, or for whatever reason. But I think until you really try it, same thing with our Spam musubi, it's just hard to beat.
And your musubi will be one of those recipes you'll be sharing with Food Truck U?
Yeah, that will be a future recipe that we will do a video on.
All right, so I noticed there's some names on your refrigeration here.
You saw those, huh?
Yeah, what's the meaning behind that?
Those are we named most of our fridges and freezers from some past relationships that we had in the past, to remind us of the cold-hearted women that we've dealt with in our days, and to be better and remember better.
So avoid those cold type women, huh? here we are with the finished product. As you saw, it's very simple. We use a sauce called Angler's sauce. You can find it at anglersbrand.com. The website should be up and running here in about a month, and the sauces will be available for purchase. Everything is still tied up in backlogs of supply chain and all that. That's kind of what we're hearing. So this is a great thing, great product, and we hope you're going to enjoy this this channel. So Asian Thunder and Darian, we call Darian D. They ran their food truck, Aloha Boys, for a number of years. Now they run Island Bowl Grill in Preston, Idaho. They own the bowling alley, Poppin' Pins Lanes, and their restaurant, Island Bowl Grill, is in the bowling alley. So let's try this. One thing that Dee did want to point out was the green onion was supposed to be a garnish. First time on film, got a little nervous. He threw it in and he went, oh crap. He always sprinkles the green onion on at the end. And apparently there's some guy on YouTube that reviews fried rice, and he says it's a garnish. Well, it is a garnish, and that's what Dee was supposed to do. And he says, sorry, I was nervous, I threw it in, cooked it up with the rest of the fried rice. So that's how it's normally done, but you'll see. So let's give it a shot. It's very simple, but very, very freaking delicious. So my wife is from Hawaii, grew up in a restaurant. Her father, born in Maui, his parents were from Okinawa, but he went back to live in Okinawa after a few years of being raised in Hawaii, and then came back to Hawaii. But his technique and his method of food, he was always in food, was simple, better. Simple is better. And so all his recipes are very simple. You know, you see on TV all these guys throwing in 1,000 different seasonings and spices and everything. Awesome. If that's how you like to do it, awesome. But for us, simple is better. And you get a little bit of that flavor, a little bit of sweet, a little bit of spice. That's how it is. So this Spam fried rice, unbelievable.